evening, November Foxtrot. Hello, hello, hello.
Boo.
How are you?
It was that. Huh?
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad. I know you've sent me a message to get something ready. It's taking me a little bit of a second to get it ready. I'm ready now. Go for it. It didn't play.
Ah!
I'm pushing the button. It's going to just randomly come on in a second.
Oh. Yeah, mid-conversation.
It probably will, to be fair. Hi, Ryan, James, Ryan, Rage, Rob, Mark, Pegasus. Oh, there you go.
There it is.
Landhav Challenge, Kenny Rebel, Harry Badger, Roscoe, Marky Mark.
We all really like Mike.
Oh, Danny. Hello, Danny. Pony Tony, Matthew McCarthy.
Who is this Danny?
Just getting higher.
Who is this Danny?
Daniel Brewer. Daniel Brewer says, evening, guys. Have we recovered?
Yeah, my calves have. Standing around doing not a lot actually ruins your calves. Evening, Jiggy.
Yeah, I won't lie. I was pretty tired.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It was a good weekend.
It was
We're going to be talking about Shifter Riffs 2024 tonight, as well as hot weather gear. But before we get into that, I wanted to talk about Printlines UK. Right, and this is not an advert or anything like that, but Printlines UK is a chap that we met at an Octo event.
Legend.
Absolute legend. So please go and hit him up on Instagram. It is Printlines UK. I'll put a little thing at the bottom in a second once I've put these down. But he made these for us. They're so cool.
Yeah, look.
For our audio listeners, these are. If you're going to go grab one, Andy. He's made some Molly tags. Oh, there you go on the back of the hat. Yeah. So these are 3D printed NoFo tags that you can weave into your Molly, so you can fit more plate carriers, slings on the back of your hat. And then he also made some NoFo challenge coins as well, which is pretty cool. And it was quite funny because he was literally at Octo, and I bumped into him, and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then, as we all remember, the incident with the T-shirt where someone tried to take our branding, I was immediately like, in my head, I've got to have to send someone a picture of my ass again,
or do it live, do it face to face,
live. So I said, "Oh, that's cool. Where'd you get that from?" And he went, "Oh, I've made you a load of them." And he literally, bless him, sent me an absolutely huge box. Now we've used up quite a lot of them at Shifter Riffs. We have kept a few, and the reason we've kept a few is for giveaways at NME beginning of August. So we will have a few of these to give away there as well, because we just want to spread the love. Really, it was an absolutely wicked thing, and we really appreciate it. So Printlines UK, I will put that in a chat so everyone can see. Please go and give him some love on Instagram. We love it. He literally is just absolutely
the QR code that he's done as well.
Yes, I don't have that to hand, annoyingly.
I think it's got packed in the gazebo, isn't it?
I think it's probably in a box downstairs because I am still in the process of unpacking for the weekend because I got in and I just crashed. I had it was almost like fresh as flu. Like where you just, like my face was just, it felt like I was just ill, really, really ill. And I wasn't. I
got tanned like big time.
Yeah,
and I don't understand. I was indoors, like I was in the cave.
Yeah.
For ages. It was lovely weather.
Yeah.
Apart from the end.
We're going to be, and on that as well, we're going to be talking about hot weather gear later on in the episode. So a few little learning points for a few people, because I know sun cream especially, always take sun cream if it's going to be warm, because I saw some proper pink people that weekend. So yeah, it's important to put a bit of sun cream on. So Surefire Outdoors and Apparel. Hey guys, it was good to meet you last weekend. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about Rifts. It was good to meet you too.
Yes,
it was really wicked. It was awesome meeting people.
It was a proper network as well. Like no one was, like normally shops are always out to kind of outdo each other and things like that, but everyone just seemed to be like getting on I know Kenny and was wandering around the stalls just chatting to people, like no sort of animosity or anything at all. If you didn't make it, you did miss a good event.
It was a really good event, and I highly rate Shifter Riff. So there was a lot of conversation with some people I had about a comparison between the National Airsoft Festival and Shifter Riffs. Now, I've been going to the National Airsoft Festival since 2015. I literally have all the patches. Yeah, all the patches, bar the year that they didn't do it because of COVID. And I have to say that Shifter Riffs, at the point it is now, because I've only done the last two, but at the point it is now, Kenny just says we should get
worst weekend.
I have to say that I think Shifter Riffs, as it was this last weekend, is very comparable to my early experiences of NAF. So back in 2015, 16, you get the goodie bag on arrival with stuff in it. You've got lots of vendors and stuff, like the site's good. And to me, it just had that same vibe. Whereas, and I'm not slating the National Airsoft Festival, but I have found the last few times you don't get the goodie bag. There's lots of queues. It just doesn't have the same warmth to it as it used to for me. Yeah. Whereas Shifter Riffs, I mean, obviously we didn't even get the full player experience because we were there as sort of traders.
Yeah.
Which again, thank you to Shift for allowing us to be, or Rift, for allowing us to be. It was wicked. Just really, really had a good time. So,
yeah, no, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool.
No, it's all right. I will do my section.
Distracted. David G said, "Is Lance not allowed on this podcast?" Lance is still on holiday.
He's storming the beaches
of the Isle of Wight.
On a beach.
Yeah. So we're missing him, and hopefully we'll see him soon. So.
We are.
Yeah. Sorry, Andy. So what were you saying about Shifter Rifts? You obviously, being a part of Rift as well. Your opinion is probably going to be seen as a little bit biased.
Oh no, because
it's wicked. It's genuinely so
good. Tony would tell you, like, if I think an event's shit, I'll tell them, because how do they make it better? That's my opinion. If you don't enjoy an event, especially as a staff member, if you don't enjoy an event and you don't tell them, they're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. But genuinely, Shifty Riffs is probably one of the events of the Airsoft calendar for me. Like, I will make sure that I'm there. Next year, 100% not working it at all. And then the year after that, I will do a full weekend. I'll do because I think I missed out on a bit in the mornings and things like that. But yeah, loved it. Hopefully, the rumors are true that he's going to do another one later on in the year, sometime after or just before our enemy event, which tickets are on sale still, by the way.
They are.
No, don't shout it out. Idiot.
Yeah, it was actually it was a really good opportunity for us to meet up with a few of the experienced leaders who are going to be running some of the various kind of elements of the not training, the experiences, and discussing around. Like JBG. They were just getting proper excited about what they can do and stuff like that. We have now potentially, we still need to bottom it out, but we have potentially got the earmarkings of incorporating a night element.
Apart from I need to ask permission.
Yeah, so there's a few. Well, I mean,
we have an idea.
We have an idea. We've got some kind of context to it. We've got whilst we have not advertised a night element at the moment, there may be a night element coming as well, which is optional, so you don't feel like you have to participate. But someone was asking about whether there could be a night element, so we have listened and we have taken your thoughts on board. Land Nav Challenge was there as well. Getting very excited about land naving.
Yeah.
It was mostly, to be fair,
No, it
just
was
running
good.
around. Running
had a
around with
good
the
walk around it.
bazookas.
Yeah. I feel like we need to show that picture. Now we brought it up. I feel like that is news.
I will bring up the picture of Mr. Patrick.
I'll tell you what. Stay tuned to the very end.
Yeah, we'll bring that one up. Proper funny.
One of many.
Oh dear.
But no, like if people are thinking about doing the next one, it's the gameplay is busy because you've got a lot of players there, but the bargains
It's not
and
that busy though.
No, because they keep it open basically from 9 o'clock till when was it? 1, I think, or 12, or like between 12 and 1.
The gameplay.
Yeah. And they stopped it for lunch. But during that time, you can go in and out. You can wander around. You can do a bit of shopping. The amount of... I didn't even realise how many car booters there were on the Saturday. There was a lot. And there are some good bargains to be had.
Did you get any bargains?
No, I went with no money on purpose.
I got a bit of a bargain. I managed to find a grip pod, so it's the foregrip with the button and the bipod.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
Which was from someone that actually watches the show. So thank you very much for that. And I apologise for trying to haggle. I'm not very good at haggling. I've always taught me to try and haggle, and I'm not very good at it. And I apologise. I try to take opportunities and immediately just go, "I'll just pay you what you've asked for."
Yeah.
So,
he was he's not the greatest haggler in the world.
No, terrible businessman. Oh dear.
I have something
right. I don't know if you've got any news, because I feel like
we did. Lance poked something up about
he did
going out in dress.
Oh, I'm gonna have to find that quickly as well, aren't I?
Hang on, I'm bringing it up.
So basically,
I'm trying to bring it up.
If you're airsofting, please don't wander around in the general public with your airsoft kit on at the same time. Like, apparently there was. Yeah, so this was posted on the UK airsoft community.
Oh, have you found it?
Oh, I've got it. Yeah. All right, I'll bring it up. He says, I will try to bring it up quickly. All falls apart without Lance. We miss him.
It does. We need Lance.
Oh, we haven't done the news reel either. Oh dear. Right, I'll tell you what. Oh, my computer's crashed now. This is great. Right, okay, right. Let's roll into some news.
I take my gun and I go pew 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 pew.
News. So here we go. This was on the UK Airsoft community, posted by Jez Armstrong, and this shows whoever these players were in Falmouth recently have a word. Standing outside McDonald's in kit is one thing, cringe, but to have your vest on with mags that have fake rounds in them, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what was going on there. There's clearly, I think, four players or so. I mean, they have blurred the faces out and stuff like that, but it's
not a good look.
The ins and outs of the story, to be fair. I mean, we assume they're airsofters. They could be actors for some reason, but still, it's not a particularly smart idea to be wandering around dressed like that, to be fair. So yeah, please don't do it. Don't do that.
Also, like, site rules are there as well for a reason. And a lot of sites do say don't go out in full kit, don't go out with pistols in your holsters. Just be mindful. At Shifty Riffs, I had to tell a couple of people to take their mags out on safe zones. Just be mindful of your surroundings and what you're portraying, because airsoft is, although people don't think it is, it's very on the cusp. All you need to do is upset a few wrong people and we could lose the hobby, which I'm sure none of us want to happen.
We'll all be running around with Nerf guns and it won't be much fun.
Yeah.
Because you think the range of an airsoft gun isn't as good.
Yeah.
Try on Earth.
So
yeah, go on.
I think that's kind of the new. And the other bit of news is our NME tickets are still on sale. Buy them now.
Yeah. You can find them on our website if you're interested.
Which is www.lancelance.com.
Which still works because I averagely
Which still
pay
works
that every year out of my own pocket. So. Oh, apparently it made the BBC News and the police have now destroyed all of his riffs.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Well-
sorry. I didn't read all the messages. Harry said apparently some throbber got kicked out of a pub. He then went home drunk across the road and started BB sniping punters in the beer garden. It made the BBC News. Now the police have destroyed all his riffs. Well, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. He deserves it. But the problem is that it's people like that then cause
It
issues
puts a
for the airsoft
Bad
sport,
light.
the
Yeah,
whole. So, yeah.
it's not good.
Have you got a picture you want to show, Andy?
I've got a video. I was going
Got
to
video?
check.
Oh yeah, show the video. Go for it.
Well, the tactical video.
Yeah, the tactical video.
So
Well,
this is
was
tactical.
me.
This is
I
tactical
was testing
Mike.
out my foregrip. So I'm practicing here the reverse sniping maneuver. There you go.
This is the silent kind of stuff that we get up to when we're left alone. And I just want to show this quick video. This was the little training that we did.
Yes, this was so much fun. This was proper
and-
good. This was
A
yeah.
massive shout out to Aidan. He started off doing the 6 targets. His first run was 16 seconds. And he literally worked his ass off and got it down to 7.5 seconds. So I just want to show this for everyone.
Did you ever go at this as well?
I did
What was your best time?
12.
Ah, see, mine was 16, but I only did it in two goes. So
But I set up. So
you set it up as well, yeah.
yeah. So for anyone that can see, unfortunately, if people are listening, I'll try and explain. There's 2 barricade targets, 1 left-handed and 1 right-handed, and 6 targets in total in sort of a raided bunker sort of look, which is what we kind of went for. On barrier 1, which was right-handed, you had 3 shots labeled like numbered 1, 2, and 3, and it was standing, kneeling, and then standing again. And then you had to run round and go swap over to your left arm or your non-dominant arm, and then do shots 4, 5, and 6 in reverse order. And everyone seemed to enjoy it. It was good fun. It's something that we're maybe thinking about doing at other events. We're looking into things as we speak. But yeah,
We can talk about it. We're basically looking to invest in potentially some attack sense targets.
mhm.
So, as we've always said, you know, with any potential profit that this podcast makes, we always sort of trying to reinvest it back into things for the community and the like. So
That
the
would
idea being is that after the NME costs have been paid out, if we've got any surplus money, we're kind of thinking about what we could earmark some of that for. So just for people's interest, the top things at the moment is we want to earmark some money to make sure we can run the show for 2 years as a minimum. That would equate to about £1,200 ish, because it costs us that to run it every year. And at the moment, the last 3 years, we've been splitting that between the hosts. So if we can do that, that's obviously helpful to us to just make that more sustainable so that it's running itself and sort of covering the cost of itself. And then we've been talking about getting some attack sense targets and things like that, maybe for various things that we can turn up to, and then we've got the ability to kind of set up stands and bits and pieces, and merch and stickers and patches. We've got ideas for t-shirts and hoodies and things, which some of these things just require a little bit of capital to get going. So yeah, that's what we're sort of looking at with some money. It purely depends on how much we can get off the event, to be honest with you. But say all the money is literally, we cover costs, and then if there's anything spare, and we really want to thank the Buy Me a Coffee supporters, because for anyone that was at Shift Your Riffs, you paid for the gazebo. So we didn't have a gazebo last year. We just had one that we managed to borrow. Whereas now we have a NoFo gazebo.
We do.
We're planning to get some branding put on that as well. And sort of hopefully kind of everything that we kind of put into the show, we can reinvest and hopefully, do you all proud, so that when you rock up and see us, you think that is cool.
You can be proud to know us instead of going, oh, they look a bit they look a bit cheap. We got a picture of our setup. I think we have, haven't we?
Somewhere in there. I'll tell you, while you're finding that, let me just run through some of the comments. So Ryan says, Tactical Doodles, got a great photo of him looking like a squashy. Honestly, I said to him at one point, I was like, you really need to put some sun cream on because you're looking a bit pink. He went, oh yeah, you're starting to hurt a bit. Sun cream is so important. Les says he's sorry he missed it, but he has a grandson due, and all the best to Danny as well, and his partner. We can't wait.
Congratulations, everyone.
Yes. So let us know as soon as anything happens. Anthony's Airsoft says, evening all. Land I've challenged. Holy smokes! I've just realised that the on-screen camo is the fox head. This is just for those that are watching. The camo background is our patented. Well, it's not patented, but our bespoke NoFo fox camo, which I again have been trying to turn into some sort of U-back or something like that, which would be wicked. But trying to get custom fabric is quite hard. Marky Mark says, with it being my first time, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole weekend and the experience of the whole community over the weekend. That was our stand.
That's our stand. Look,
it doesn't look quite as impressive there because we had a big flag up, and then everything. I
didn't realise we could do that.
The rifle's missing as well because we had the rifle on the ground.
Yeah, we had the rifles out. Oh look.
Yeah.
Our emergency water for everyone. Look at that. Yeah. We got our own sign.
We had the ballistic shield. Got a load of good photos with the ballistic shield.
Yeah.
So we've got them all saved as a highlight on our Instagram. So if anyone's interested in having a look at some pretty wicked pictures, we've set up like a highlights Instagram folder so that we can kind of keep them all going forward. So basically, if you at any point see us out and about with the ballistic shield and you want a cool photo, go borrow it, go and take. Obviously, if it's in game, don't just walk up to us and go, "Oh, can I borrow that?"
Just drag whoever's carrying it along.
Feel free to go and take a photo and then tag us in Instagram, and we'll upload it on our little album. Daniel Brewer says, Shift Your Rift is getting bigger each year. Watch this space. There you go. Chris Berry, I already felt bad enough about not going. Bloody ban. So I hope that won't last too much longer, mate.
Slow down.
Simple. Pegasus says, someone get Andy a pipe because of his new tactical flat cap. I don't think a vape's quite the same effect, is it? JBG Airsoft would like to say a massive thank you to the NoFo guys getting us a stall. I mean, it's all Andy. Shift Your Riffs, amazing experience, and can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, next year we'll be next to each other. Touching tips. Just so you can play with Pegasus's gun a little bit more.
Yeah. Ryan James Ryan says, if you can get Tony to book the weather again, Shift is amazing, but it 100% helps when you have the amazing weather like we had this year and last. Yeah, the Sunday, we nearly lost the gazebo. Having just lamented about how good it was, there was at one point where two or three of the team and several random passers-by, which I can't thank you enough, were just clinging on for dear life while we were trying to demob it. Pegasus says, whatever you do not get a Gucci riff out in front of JBG.
Yeah. To be fair,
They-
the moment he took that out, everyone was like, "Is that for sale?" And I was like, "No, leave it alone."
Oh, honestly, Charlie was
nice.
so excited. He was just like running around like a proper little kid on Christmas. The glee in his eyes was inspirational.
He was very. It was cute.
Yeah. Ian Armitage, who massively represents Viper. Great to catch up with all over the weekend. Sorry I missed you before I left on Sunday. Give me a shout out. Give me a shout and
as and when.
Give me a shout as and when, and I'll come to do a bit about Viper Tactical. Yeah, so
yes.
Ian, we pinned him down. We're going to be getting Ian on the
Forcefully.
show to chat about Viper Tactical, because there's a lot of very interesting things about Viper which I want to share with the community.
And he did the other podcast.
Oh, he was
before
on
us.
the show, which is fine. It doesn't matter, Andy. So we want to get him on. We want to talk to him. It'll be very exciting. We've got loads of interviews lined up, actually. Next week, we've got Billy from Tactical Doodles. We've managed to secure in Lone Star Tactical. We've got JBG, Krios Airsoft Photography, Defiant are coming on. There was another one I booked in as well. I can't remember. Oh, Flashbang Smoke. We're talking to them about getting them on as well.
Yes.
So there's a real list of people that we've got coming on. I might have made a slight mistake in that I appear to have booked a lot of people back to back because I got very excited with the calendar.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could just fit you in here. So we may have a period where we've got quite a lot of interviews back to back, but hopefully that should be some interesting content for people.
And obviously, if there's anyone you'd like us to try and get hold of or get onto the show, drop us a message on any of our socials. We'll always do our best to try and get people on that you guys want to listen to. That's the main reason why we do this. So obviously, any feedback that you guys and girls want to feedback to us, by all means, please do, because it's the only way that we can make the show better. No matter how
outrageous, suggest it, and we'll see if we can. We'll try our best to get that person on.
Definitely.
As long as they are real people and they're not, fictional, deceased.
Or like a president or something. Like
next week we've got Biden on the show.
Yes, the most anti-gun president so far. Come on, talk to us about airsoft.
That's a bit safer, isn't it? Elon Musk.
Oh, look, Elon Musk. Hello, Jake. I just want to say well done to Jake for like all the prizes and stuff that they ran over the weekend through White Sphere Tactical. Guys, they absolutely smashed it this weekend and worked very hard. And also as well with the event itself. So I just want to say thank you, guys. Like, a lot of the stuff weekend wouldn't have been
really
possible.
Good event. There was just so much that was good, and when I left, I was like, genuinely gutted it's over. And I'm not gushing because it's Rift or anything like that. I've just had so much fun. It's been a real hard month up until then, and it was just so much fun to just like rock up and just see people and have a laugh and just get a bit of a blap on at the same time and do all of that. And I did 2 or 3 hours of airsoft. I shot 3 people, and I'm sorry to the first one who was on my own team. He was in a ghillie suit, and I couldn't see his armband. And I was just so excited because he was the first person I'd ever shot with my DMR. I was like, "Yeah, I got him!" And then he was like, "On your team?" I was like, "Oh, I'm really sorry."
Did you medic him at least?
No, because he was too far away.
You should have ran after him.
No, I would have died.
I would have made a conscious effort to try and medic him. Because I'm that sort of guy. Obviously, you're not.
The second person was a valid kill in airsoft, and then the third person I apologised to because I thought that you were further away than 30 meters. So the marshal advised me that you were 20 meters away, and I am so sorry. I took a hit. I left the game immediately, and I just went and sat down and thought about it.
Cried.
So, You know, I felt bad because I don't want to hurt people purposely, and that's obviously the reason for the MEDs. And I did feel bad, so I took myself out, and I gave myself a stern talking to.
Yeah.
But I did feel bad. So
Here's the man,
Tony. Hello, Tony.
Welcome. We were just saying thank you very much for the weekend. Was genuinely a cracking experience. Hopefully, we were saying that there might be a 0.2 maybe later on in the year. Maybe
it would need its own name, wouldn't it? You'd have to come up with like a
Shifty Risk 0.2002.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like one's like a 5.56 and one's like a 7.42. I don't know.
Look,
I feel
the real boss is on as well.
Hi, Hazel.
Hi, the Whitmarshes.
It was just a good chat. It was just brilliant.
It was
genuinely, it was brilliant.
So any marshals or any like any of the Rift family that are listening, like generally, thank you for letting us come along. It was a cracking weekend. Just next time, try and sort out the weather on the Sunday, and we'll be all good.
Right. I'm going to try and speed up through these because we're now Andy and I are both sitting here tagging stuff, and it's just getting a bit chaotic. Tony says, "Good evening, gents. Yes, it was rather fun. Epic weekender next."
Yes, I think we're going to that one as well, aren't we?
I'm hoping to. I have a slight problem in that I am now actually moving house. So packing has started.
What, to Redcon? I'm just going to move into that bunker.
Landnav says, "Can we say thank you to Hazel for all the tea as well?"
Yes. Well, I don't drink tea, so no. But we'll say thank you. Pat says thank you, Hazel.
Right, where are we? Rage says, "Where would you get the attack sense targets from? I looked into buying some, but couldn't find where to actually buy them from. Admittedly, I didn't look very hard, but my question still stands."
Attack sense would be my main go-to. I think they've got a couple of retailers and stuff as well. Google is your friend.
We've been talking to attack sense, haven't we?
Yeah. If not, we'll just nick riffs. Although Tony's listening now. Yeah.
I'm not stuff, but that's the benefit of the attack sense stuff, is that it all syncs together. So, if we were to do something with somebody else that's also got some attack sense stuff, then we could just make a bigger attack sense thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're looking at it from the perspective of, if we were to do any kind of CQB stuff, you can obviously have sort of active targets and things that you could adjust in whilst people are running around. You can obviously do sort of static shooting drills. We could do the dynamic shooting drills, like with what Andy was showing on the video earlier. But we can kind of change stuff up with there. So it just gives a lot more ability to vary the kind of thing that we're doing.
And the hostage settings on them looks cool. So they like
it just randomly captures people.
No. So the targets are red when they're active to be shot. So you could have like 4 targets red, and then one will be green, and that will be the hostage. And if you shoot that, you get time added on and things like that. So there's loads of different game modes for it. It's really good.
Tony says attack sense is awesome.
Yes.
And he also says, "I'd like to thank everyone for supporting our humble event." So, it was really good. It was. I can't praise it enough. I say, Tony, I don't know if you heard earlier, I was talking about the kind of comparison between the National Airsoft Festival and Shifty Risk. I keep looking up because I've got all the patches there. I've been going to Ground Zero, the National Airsoft, since like 2015. And I think I've only done 2 Shifty Risks, but it's very comparable to the early days of Ground Zero. And I really liked those days. It had a much nice, I don't want to say nicer atmosphere, because that sounds like it's not nice now, but I have very warm feelings about what it was like in the past, and Shift Your Riffs was that for me. So yeah, we're gonna have to stop blowing smoke up their asses.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's
Right,
also
let's
where our
go.
event is that the tickets are on sale for.
It is as well. It is, yeah. And thank you to them for that. I mean, as you're on the show, appreciate that. But right, Rich says, "Hello, all. Great to see you guys on Saturday. I got horribly burnt. It was my fault for not putting any Factor 50 on." When I read that, I thought it'd be a brilliant marketing thing. Airsoft sun cream, 50 cal. Yeah, Factor 50 cal. That would be cool.
Factor 30 could be 30 cal.
Yeah.
What would you do? 5? Actually, no. You'd have to make it 6, wouldn't you? 6 mil
Or
BB.
9 mil. Go down that route. Yeah. 40.
Right.
You could have the Factor 40 mic.
There we go.
No one's allowed to steal that idea.
Yeah. Next year, NoFo will be bringing sun cream.
You can rub us all over. No, let's not go down that route.
No.
Jake says, "Thank you, mate. It was a great weekend. Still haven't got my voice back, and I'm still half asleep."
Yeah. You were when you
That's
turned
not
up, though,
surprising.
weren't you, Jake? Halfway through.
Yeah. Right. Last few comments. Pega says, "So many people got competitive at that shooting range."
Yep.
Rich said, "Can we get No Meow on, please?" Referring to James Ryan. So
Yeah, we can get.
I'm sure we can get him on at some point.
We can get on.
Ray says, "Get Mike's mum on so she can get a break from the NoFo bandage sweatshop."
No, she's not allowed out.
So, funnily enough, I was actually speaking to my mother earlier, and she said she asked how the event went, and whether we sold many bandages, because she had been slaving away making them. And I said, "Yeah, we've sold one." So if you'd like a NoFo bandage, we do have them for sale.
I don't have one to hand.
No, I don't have one to hand either, but we can post them. They cost £10. If anyone doesn't know what they are, you're more than welcome to ask the question at some point. If we're at events or anything like that, ask us, because we usually have some on us.
Mm-hmm.
We can pass them over to you just to save postage and stuff, really. Pegasus, is your 2024 Shift Your Wrist patch on that board, Mike? It is. It is up there, along with my Warhound Media patch, my Lone Star Tactical patch, my Empire Airsoft patch.
Did you get a Warhound patch?
Yes. I got one for you as well.
We were there together. Well. Why didn't you give it to me?
Because it went in my box of stuff.
Oh, we'll have to see.
I apologise, but I do have one for you.
Pub meet up.
Daniel Brewer was asked the question, how did the name November Foxtrot come about? It's a long story, which we'll bring up as another Q&A.
We'll put that in the next Q&A.
Yeah. So I'll leave that one tagged, and we'll come back to that one another time. And Terry says, "Mike, why are you looking through your sights? You can't see anything with the grip on top." Referring to the tactical roll video that we were doing. It's just a prototype, Terry. We're working on it. I think
you find that is the site because he needs that much view.
Oh, Surefire have a patch too. I didn't know that.
Oh,
I'm really sorry. When we meet up next, we'll do a patch swap.
We'll do a swap.
Actually, funnily enough,
because we are planning.
That's one of the things we've talked about. So Andy and I were coming up with this concept of one of the walls of our gazebo. We could just get a massive bit of patch fabric, and by that I mean the hook, no, the loop, not the hook, the loop.
Yeah.
So that we can effectively just have everyone's patches on there. So every time we go, if we collect patches, we can just slap them all on there, and that we can end up hopefully filling this massive patch wall, which would be quite cool. I'd imagine it'd be quite heavy by the end of it, so we might need to work out.
Well, I wasn't going to say a whole wall.
Oh, I want a whole wall. Whole wall, mate.
We don't have that many friends yet. Be my friend.
Just loads of Surefire patches and Warhound Media patches and all that. It'll be fine. And Rift patches. That'd be good. So yeah. Yeah, Friday says, is Warhound creating the new social media platform? They are. There's some very exciting things coming out of Warhound. I have a flyer here. So if you're interested, if you go to warhoundtactical.com, their Instagram is warhound_tactical. But they are coming out with social media for niche communities. It's very exciting. So watch that space, because that'll be very cool to see how that develops.
Yeah, they got some good ideas after speaking to a few of them, I think.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Anthony's Airsoft. I heard a rumor I may be seeing you guys at an event at the end of June. And that is correct. So we've been talking to Frontline Events at the event as well. They are doing a D-Day landing event as a kind of a homage to obviously the original. So there's going to be lots going on, and they have asked us if we would like to come down and kind of not necessarily participate. Well, they asked us to participate, but we're not necessarily coming down. No, we haven't got there. But we're going to come down and
in a way. It'll be a surprise.
Kind of, get as involved as we can.
Yeah,
I'm going to leave it there.
Wink,
wink. Should be good. Cool. I think
I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to go and do the Vietnam event, because I've got an AK, I've got blue pajamas, and I've got a straw hat. Big fat bearded white man playing Viet Cong. Yes.
I was just going to say. But no, everybody that we met and everything at Shifty Riffs, genuinely, thank you for just being awesome and chatting to us. And if there's anyone we missed out, Second Summit Surplus, give you a bit of a shout out. Obviously, Krios Airsoft Photography, where they're taking some wicked photos. Empire Airsoft,
Alex from UCal,
Lone Star Tactical. There was just hundreds of people.
There's just so many. Stu and Emma from One Legion / Patrol Base / Firefox, Fierce Fox. They were there. They came in on the Sunday. We've also got them coming on. So stay tuned to that one. There were so many.
Yeah, it's just a really good weekend.
It was a really good weekend. And I didn't even play a single bit of airsoft, and I still had a wicked weekend.
Yeah,
100%. Go to the next one, people, with money, because you will get some bargains. I think Pony Tony picked up a DOR for £100. You got a good bargain. Kydex holsters. There was some people were just selling those because they don't have the pistol anymore. They were like a tenner. There was three surplus shops.
I think there might be more than that, possibly. BZ paintball there.
BZ. Yeah, they had a good stall. Obviously White Sphere with all their stuff. They had a lot of their own. They had a lot of their plate carriers and pouches and stuff.
And a wicked raffle. Although I'm slightly disappointed that I didn't win anything, but
we were a ticket behind. I was livid when he read that out. I was like, what is this? We were literally the ticket before. Or the strip before. I was like, that's...
But then, as we said, Andy, I have terrible luck.
Yeah. If it was me, I probably would have won.
I don't know why people go in on raffles with me. I'm absolutely awful. Right. Anyway, let's chat about hot weather gear. Oh yeah, Finch embroidery.
Finch embroidery.
Yeah, caught up with
Spoke to them. Thank you, Hazel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's chat about hot weather gear. So, having seen a number of players this weekend not consider hot weather gear.
Yes.
Let's go from head down. So let's start with hats and headwear. Do you wear different headwear?
I'm going to wear this from forever and ever. Now I have it. This is going to be it. Or it will be or my boonie. Just
And
something
he's sporting a tactical flat cap, just in case
Nice.
anyone's wondering.
a camo tiger stripe one, which was lovingly donated to me by Ash or Pegasus, because I've been after it since he got it. But yeah, just a cap, just to keep that sun off. I'd recommend for the people like myself who have an upside down head where they have no hair growing on top and they have and gravity has worked its way down.
It's just
Don't-
fallen, Andy.
yeah,
That's all it
yeah.
is.
Don't wear a meshed trucker's cap all weekend, because you end up with a pattern which shall not be shown. But anything just to keep that sun from hitting your face, I would say.
Yeah.
And make sure that you've got UV lenses. Some smoked lenses aren't UV rated. So although you'll be wearing like fogged or smoked lenses, you still could be causing damage to your skin and your eyes and stuff. So always make sure that they are UV rated, would be my recommendation.
I'd always go with a boonie myself.
Mhm.
So caps can be like baseball caps, things like that. They can be quite loadout dependent. So PMC is quite a good one for caps and
Yeah.
things like that. But if you're running sort of NATO, JTF kind of forces, you'll probably find that a boonie or a helmet is probably more appropriate. I mean, I know obviously there are a number of active serving that, you know, swear by their caps and stuff like that, but the boonie is always a good one, because
Mhm.
if you get a wide brim, obviously there's advantages with those. The shorter brim, if you want the more alley look, which it gives you a lot less sun protection, as it turns out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'd go with a boonie myself. But I think anything that just allows airflow and things as well. So you know, you see people kind of rocking around in massive helmets, like the full visors and everything like that.
Yeah.
You're just going to get hot. You really are. I mean, I never understand the strength of people to run around in hot weather in a full helmet. Like some people wear like the S10 gas masks and things like that. I mean, regardless of the
yeah.
lenses and having all of them sorted out, but just like properly just going full at it, all black and things like that. Like black is a very absorbent color for
Yeah.
heat.
The people that run all black at airsoft events in summer have a death wish, in my opinion. Like, how do they like? Like, obviously, I'm talking from like my observations as a marshal, but you see them go out in the morning. They're wearing black jeans, a black hoodie, and then they've got their black face mask, and then they've got their hood up and everything, and they go out, and you go, you're going to be hot in that, like make sure you take on a lot of water, and they're like, no, I'll be fine. 15 minutes later, they're walking back to the safe zone, dripping with sweat, and you're like, get some water in you. Black on a hot event is probably not your wisest course of action, as a general rule of thumb, I feel, unless you have inbuilt central like aircon.
I mean, it looks cool. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
it looks
I mean,
cool.
like the you know, I mean, personally, I'm not a personal fan of the full black loadout, but I do like a kind of combination. So if you've got like a black top with woodland DPM base, something like that, I think that can look quite cool. If you're going for like a proper team look for certain things, I think that looks pretty cool. It's just very warm. And people, I mean, you're going to want, in my mind, you want long sleeves. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but if you're running around, and it depends on your play style, but if you're going to be running around a lot of very thick vegetation and things like that, in the in the summer, vegetation is very dense. Generally, you've got stinging nettles, you've got thorny bushes, you've got all of this stuff, as well as all the insects as well. So to me, having a long sleeve view back that I generally roll down to maybe kind of mid forearm. So I've only really ever kind of got maybe sort of 6 inches of my forearm exposed from my wrist kind of back towards my elbow on both sides. Don't generally run a t-shirt. And the other thing as well is that it's the camo pattern. So I like trying to keep as much camo pattern on, because I find that I've seen sort of photos of me where I don't have sort of long sleeves on, and I'm very, very distinguishable. Like my face is very pasty and white, and I like my forearms and stuff as well. So that's why I generally try to kind of camo up a little bit with concealment paint and stuff like that. But I really struggle with sweat, so I am constantly reapplying the concealment paint, which it runs in your eyes, it goes everywhere. It's just like my plate carrier's covered in it because I'm just like rubbing it around. So yeah. Stephen says the Mark II Osprey with all the plates, neck guard, and brassards. I don't know how you would do that. That's that's very heavy. Well, not even heavy, but I mean, it's just hot, very hot. So Empire says just showing off a bit of skin to get the boys talking. Mike. Yeah, just that little bit there. Ooh.
Yeah. When you see him in the woods and he turns around and looks at you, it's like, oh my god.
Just be careful when you apply cam cream, because there is a very thin line between applying cam cream and a race crime. Right, you just have to be very careful on that front. In terms of your color palettes and things like that, don't just be careful. Okay. Well, what about plate carriers and stuff like that? Do you mix that up?
No, unless if it's hot weather. The only time that I would put on a plate carrier is if I was like doing CQB, or I know that I was going to breach a building or something like that. They would literally be the only 2 times that I'd wear a plate carrier. For me, it would be chest rig straight off. It just gives you a lot more breathability and movement. And also as well, obviously, you're cutting down on your weight that you're having to lug around massively, which obviously helps with cooling yourself off. For me, unless it's a specific tasking, it would just be chest rig. And if it's really hot, I'll still probably just run the chest rig and just get peppered in the chest.
You see, I mean, for the most part, plate carriers aren't generally worn in airsoft because you need body armor, are they? They're worn as a mixture of aesthetic, and
I wear them
sometimes just because that's what people run. Like,
I generally wear my plate carrier so I don't get shot in the chest. Everyone knows that my plate carrier and chest rig are set up exactly the same. Like pouch wises.
I thought you were going to say everyone knows my chest is particularly sensitive to being shot.
No. Yeah, but it's not nice getting shot. Like, we all enjoy it in a weird, sadistic way.
Yeah,
but if you go blasting, if you go through a door and you get spammed,
you don't wear like shoulder brassards and stuff like that and things like that, do you? To kind of help provide more armor to you.
No.
So do you genuinely find that little bit extra makes a huge difference?
It really hurts. Like, the belly shots really hurt. Like, I don't like getting shot in the belly, and the nipples. Like, got to protect your nipples.
So for me, I don't mix it up depending on the weather. I will mix it up depending on the level of physical activity I'm going to need to do that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So my plate carrier this weekend, I knew that I wasn't going to be out and about for like the full weekend. So I wore the plate carrier. I've got the 5 kilos of extra weight in there as well, with the training plates on top of everything else. And I when you've got it on, you don't really notice it just running about. I've got my water on there as well, my hydration bladder. So for me, it was just a nice setup to use. If I'm going to be running around for a full, say, 36-hour event, something like that, then I'm going to be considering a lighter option because, first off, it's 36 hours. From looking at me, you can clearly tell that I'm not the most physically fit and adept at coping with lugging all that extra weight around. I'm already lugging a load of extra weight around. I'm not going to need to do that for 36 hours.
Yep, same.
Chest rigs and things like that. It depends if you are operating out of a fob or an OUP or anything like that as well. So, it depends on what space you've got, what kit you're going to need, etc. So for me, it's not really so much I've got a certain tasking. It's more just, can I be bothered to carry that around? But I must say, having the weighted plates in there, so I went through a little bit of a period where we obviously talked about it on the show, and I was kind of trialing them out. I have now just got them in there all the time because I have to say I really like it.
Told you.
I didn't think I would. I thought, you're holding it. You're like, oh, this is a lot. This is really heavy. But once you've got it on, you don't really know until the day after.
Yeah. But don't you find everything sits better? Like, everything stays where it's meant to be.
Yes and no, because I need some help actually fitting my plate carrier. So I need somebody at some point to just kind of sit with me and go, right, and kind of help me tighten everything up because my wife refuses to. And usually at events, we don't really have the time. No, I know, but we don't normally have the time. Like, I know this weekend we were just busy the whole way through. And then it gets dark and then
for you.
Oh, thanks, mate. So I need to kind of rejig that, and there's a lot of things I kind of came to the conclusion with this weekend in terms of fixing, like my pistols and my rifles all need like a clean and a bit of a tune up. Somebody took the piss. They were a listener of the show, and they took the piss out of my featherweight LMG. So I am debating
whoever that was.
I'm debating either selling it or actually putting some time and effort into it to make it better,
heavier.
Either adding some weights or, I mean, it firstly needs tuning anyway, because I have literally fired maybe all of about 50 shots out of it and was like, well, this isn't what I wanted. I want to take out thousands of people in one shot. So yeah. Ryan says, bring everything to enemy and I'll sort it all out, clean the pistols and make them run better. I can't bring everything, mate. Literally, my study is just full of stuff.
You got a flash. Well, that's a first time, I think.
A little flash of the
boudoir.
When I move, I have agreed with my wife that I can have an airsoft cage in the garage.
Gets a room like this. He gets a room.
I know, that's what I'm hoping, because we're going to have a study, like a proper study, that I don't have to keep all this stuff behind me in there. So, and no, you're not having a key to my house, Ryan. I refuse to. You can come round, but you can't have a key.
But we've all got our
I just need to set the plate carrier, basically, because once that's all properly aligned, at the moment I'm finding it's shifting vertically, so not up and down in one go because the weight of it, but I'm finding if I'm running along, I can feel that kind of shift where the back ones move up, and then I'm kind of having to pull it down or up or whatever. So I just need to play around with it. Basically, I've not run it enough, but going back to the hot weather thing, it doesn't really vary for me. So. How about trousers and pants? Because this is an interesting one I want to talk about.
Pants.
Do anything different there? Yeah.
My pants stay the same. Well, not stay the same because that'd just be meaning. But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
my summer pants and my winter pants.
It doesn't vary.
The same. No. Although I don't know if I've mentioned this before. I'm pretty sure I have. But public service announcement. You know, I said about turning your step ones inside out to get rid of the seam. Don't do that, because they are, what are they, wicking and they're wicking, and the wicking is directional, people. Like, that's the whole point of it. And if you turn them inside out,
it is on this front.
If you turn it inside out, it does not work well. So forget my previous advice. That was crap in summer, because the wicking, all it does is just keeps it where you don't want it.
Wickety whack, as Tony says.
Yeah.
No, so what I was going to mention is, so for example, you can get different weights of trousers. So
Yes.
depending on what kind of material thickness and things like you want to be running around in. So there are some trousers that are obviously better in terms of they are a lighter weight of fabric. They have different properties in terms of the wicking capability and things like that. So you sometimes do mix up your trousers. The one major thing I do is I run talc a lot more in the summer. Now I know you're not a fan of talc, and because you always tell me that it's like making a cake in your pants.
Yeah.
But I find that talc.
Ooh.
I find talc to be quite an advantage. So you do need to. This is going to come across as quite personal, but I think it's genuinely good advice. So I'm a sweatier gentleman. So I chafe. You know, chafing's a thing.
This section is 18 rated.
I find that just basically having like a pack of wipes on you that you can kind of just try and keep areas of your body clean. When you get a bit of downtime, you know, just grab a wipe, stick it down your pants, give yourself a bit of a wipe. Chris says antiperspirant around the sack works wonders. But talc, I find genuinely having a little bottle of talc on you, it works really well. You can use it to help dry your feet if you get your feet wet anyway. So, you know, it's useful to have from that perspective. But just, you know, it helps keep that moisture away. And moisture is one of the biggest problems with chafing, as well as sort of skin rubbing. So if you've gone and removed some of that friction, it just makes life a little bit easier for you. One other thing I would advise:
personal hygiene is a must in hot weather. You can wear like you can do it. You can change everything, but if you've still got sweat sitting on you from the day before and then you stop, you've got that salt build up on your skin, which is going to irritate you.
You got all the bacteria in there as well.
Yeah,
and
just having a set of antibacterial wet wipes, and then something to dry yourself off, will help you massively. Like throughout, especially on say anything over a 24-hour event, just having some sort of antibacterial wet wipe will save you a world of hurt later on.
And if you are new to meal sim and things like that, you know, I mean, okay, we've established that personal hygiene is important, but sometimes things happen. Heat spots appear. You want to get rid of them. You're obviously out in the field potentially. Germaline, I highly recommend Germaline. Germaline is an
inflammatory,
antiseptic. No, it's an antiseptic and an anesthetic. Antiseptic and anesthetic. Which
is
means
it not
that
an anti-inflammatory as well?
Don't think so. It might be, but I don't want to say otherwise. But if you've got heat spots forming, you know, in sort of personal areas, a little bit of good hygiene is key with rage. A little bit of Germaline can help basically numb the pain. It helps keep you moving. It acts as a bit of lubricant as well, and it kills off any bacteria in the area. So it's just kind of good all round. So if you've got a little bit of that, I keep a little bit of Germaline in a kind of like a little makeup pot that I nicked off the wife. It's like a little tiny little thing. It's probably about the size of a 2p in diameter and maybe about sort of a centimeter thick. So I'll just kind of top that up every once in a while. I'll put a date on it just to remember kind of when I need to replace it. But having a little bit of that works really well. So no, it's not an anti-inflammatory.
No, I just had a quick look.
If you want anti-inflammatories, ibuprofen's good to have on that front. So, you know, I always have some because I'm finding that in my old age, my knees start to hurt and that in times I need some ibuprofen.
Just don't put that on any chafing areas because it doesn't help. It makes things worse. As a fat man with fat thighs, I know this fact. I thought that's hurting. Oh, I'll put some ibuprofen gel on the chafing. No.
Yeah, you
I
don't
prefer-
want that.
Yeah,
You want
you don't
Germolene.
want that.
Yeah. I mean, there's obviously other brands of that
Yeah,
sort
they're
of cream.
similar.
I've always used Germolene because that's what my dad always had. Basically, he was all like, just my dad was the theory of just put Germolene on everything, that makes it better. Oh, your arm's falling off, just smear it with Germolene, that'll be right. That'll solve that one. Empire. I mean, I know that we're getting a little bit personal here, but these are important things. I don't think they're always
Yeah.
discussed. And sometimes, we all have these problems. So we might as well discuss it and we'll get some good advice out in the open. So Empire says, I get rashes in my undercarriage. It's why I can't run. And people say I waddle like a duck. Do you have any suggestions of what I should do with talc work?
So
Yeah,
if it's a rash, personally,
depends
for me,
what's forming it,
yeah,
doesn't it?
I would. You can tell the difference between like a rash.
Oh, he says you
and-
do know I'm joking.
Oh. Oh well.
Well, we're going to answer it seriously. So yeah, we're coming back
But
to it.
I would say if it's a rash, go to the doctor first and make sure that it's nothing that needs a special cream or comb that it could be crabs.
Oh right, okay. If it's a genuine medical issue, then yeah, go and get it sorted out.
Yeah, definitely have a look. But otherwise, I think Germolene would probably be better than talc. I would have thought.
Talc's basically good for keeping the moisture at bay. Keeping areas dry. Whereas if you've already kind of got a problem, I would suggest kind of dealing with it from a potential sort of medication point. And Rage says, make sure you know the expiry date of the pot or whatever if you decant anything, because you don't want to use out of date medication. And that's exactly why I put the date on there. So I know when it basically I know when I've topped it up and I know when to empty it. So you can replace that.
Because also as well, like I know a lot of people goose fat. Don't
use goose fat.
Because I know a lot of obviously when we've discussed this in the past about having a personal first aid kit on you. Make sure you check that regularly. Make sure that the plasters haven't got damp or damaged with you playing. Like for me, I carry a personal first aid kit on my belt. Every month or so, I'll open it up and just make sure that the tablets and the creams and the plasters that I've got in there aren't damaged or anything in that way. Just purely because the last thing you want to do is reach in and go, oh, I've got a little boo-boo, I need to put a plaster on it because it's not bleeding. And all your plasters have got mud or BBs or leaves all stuck in them where the packaging's been ripped. Or they're all out of date and none of the stick works. Expiry dates are more important than
you can also
what
buy little
think.
dry bags as well, like little medical dry bags. So I've got one. I can't remember the name of the brand. I apologize. But people like Kit Monster, they have them.
Mine's in a waterproof bag, but you don't know if that helps them stop. Yeah. Like you could lead down and a sharp twig or something could go straight. Like they're not the strongest thing in the world. It's always worth once a month, mate, or once every quarter. Just making sure that everything's all right, especially your creams.
Danny has suggested bum cream. So there you go.
Piles cream.
Yeah. Harry says, top tip, don't shave your plums a week before an event. It was like running around with a cactus in my pants.
No,
thanks
never.
Harry. Very jealous of Harry, by the way, because he went to the Makers convention and managed to get some of the jarred dirt from Colin Furze. He's doing an excavation in his front garden to build like a bunker.
Oh yeah.
So Ryan says talc is a good for short term. Best thing to stop chafing is sports underwear like Under Armour or Step One. That's another point. The Step Ones, they just hold everything apart, basically.
It's like putting your testicles in clouds. And they do female ones now. They have brought out a female range of Step Ones. So we're not sponsored by them, but generally, go check them out. They are pretty good. They're not as good as Under Armour, but you're not paying the £55 price tag for one pair of boxer shorts. But yeah, like generally that's my go-to pant.
It's a good pant.
It's a good pant.
Good pant. Ray says dressing a plasters, you'll be all right with when they're out of date. Sticky might fade, but never use out of date medication.
No.
And Jigglypuff Gus says good shout on creams. We'll add it to the medic pouch.
Yep.
Okay. Right, footwear. Let's talk about footwear. So, how do you vary your footwear? Do you? No.
Sandals.
Yeah. I wear my slip-ons. So there's obviously a difference between boots. You can get kind of wet weather boots and you can get dry weather boots. So it depends on the kind of scenario that you're going into. I have only ever used the wet weather kind of setups, like the kind of hardy ones from that front. I don't know about you, Andy. Have you ever
No,
used
so
a variety of different boots?
I have 2 pairs. So I've got, so obviously my old Solomon's died, as everyone knows, and I got myself a set of Vacu's, and they're my winter boot, or my wet weather boot. And for summer, I've got a set of Solomon VXs, I think they are, or XVs, and they are a lightweight desert boot. They are as waterproof as a bit of tracing paper, but they dry out really quick. So they're good.
Sorry, is tracing paper really unwaterproof or something?
I presume so. It's really thin, isn't it?
I've always used like greaseproof paper, and I foresee that to be relatively good in comparison.
Oh, I don't know.
know.
No, because you know
that
old
shoot the metaphor down.
Yeah. Old single ply toilet paper that you used to get in school.
Yeah, there we go. That's a better one. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're walking around with the morning dew. You'll feel your feet get wet, but within a couple of hours, your feet will be dry because they're really breathable. So although your feet get wet, obviously, like changing your socks, say once you've gotten wet and the dew starts going, it is always good practice. But if you don't get time to do it straight away, it's not a problem. I've literally gone out in the morning wearing these boots, ran through a river like within the first 5-10 minutes. Wasn't able to get a new pair of socks on until about 1 o'clock. By the time I got my change of socks on, the both layers of socks were already dry, because they're like that breathable. So they let a lot in, but they also let it out. And they are a cracking boot. And they don't have any laces either. Like they're those pull string cord ones. Yeah, highly recommend those. I'll try and find the name for them.
Yeah, see, for me, I've always just worn full leather, wet weather boots because I don't generally find it to be a big problem. The only ever time I have struggled was when I was doing some hiking on Dartmoor with them, and I was finding that my feet were kind of sliding around in them. They were just getting really hot, and that was a problem. So, I think for the most part, yeah, I'd probably still stick with the wet weather boot because ultimately, yes, I grant you, there will be times when, you're gonna get hot, it's gonna overheat, etc. But for the most part, it just for that protection when you run through something, it just keeps everything dry. I've never needed anything else really.
Oh, that's them. Hang on a sec.
That's all.
Just bringing them up now. So they are the Solomon's GTX. They're on. You can find them in most places, but they're only mid-ride as well. So they're not the ones that I found are low ride or low height. Let's just share that quickly. So these, these are excellent. Like you can see.
I mean, they look like hiking boots, really, don't they?
Yeah,
They don't
you can
look
see
too dissimilar.
how little, like all of that is breathable. All of that, and there's a breathable slot there, so any water that gets in does go out straight away. I've got the mids that come to about here, so that you've got a little bit more ankle support. They don't look anything like that picture, but yeah. And the one thing that I like as well is that they've got a lip there. So if you've got muddy boots, it's got something to stick onto. So you pull, you know, when you try and take your boot off.
I've never had that problem to need a lip, but that's fine. If it
I love
helps,
it.
Andy, it helps.
Yeah, it does help. Us, old man here. And I
Yeah.
love the fact that they've got no shoelaces. So that's all like a drawstring. So really quick and easy to take on and off.
Yeah.
But them I really highly recommend.
Do you wear
that is
different
the mid.
socks?
Different socks?
Hmm.
No, my socks stay the same.
Yeah.
So I wear one cotton thin, and then one hiking boot sock over the top of that, and that's it. And then I just change my boots.
Mhm.
And I always have at least 2 sets of seal skins in my kit, no matter the time or day. I've done that before as well, where I've woken up and all I've had is these boots, and it pissed it down all night. And there was like still loads, like, and it was quite long grass. So instead of wasting a pair of socks, I put my sealskins on, and use them as my waterproofing for my other socks, or my other sock. So I had my thick sock and then my sealskins, and that works because then again, changing your sock, the boot was dry by the time I was able to change my socks. So
Yeah, it's interesting how we've kind of come to the conclusion, for the most part, we don't really change our kit that much.
not really. The main things that I change, like I've got a real thick pair of Bulldog M81 trousers. If I wear them in winter, I die. That in summer, I die. They are so thick and there's no breathability to them at all. In the winter, absolutely perfect. Like they keep you nice and dry. They're almost like a waterproof trouser. Like they're that sort of extent. But most of the time, the only thing that I really change are my boots and what I pack in regards to what's in my kit.
Well, talking of which, so accessories. We kind of covered the basic kit, but a couple of little accessories I wanted to mention. So I really rate these. These are the BCB Adventure neck cooling scarf.
Very good.
You literally, so when you receive it, you're like, well, I've just got this weird tube that's full of a few kind of beads. You literally leave it in water. That then soaks up all that water, and it properly swells up. I mean, to the point of, you can kind of see on the screen there, it looks like a big sausage. The stitching is not necessarily always the best on these, so just bear that in mind. I've reinforced the ones that I've got, just with a bit extra stitching to kind of just keep everything in place. But yeah, literally keep it on your neck. It's got this kind of slow release of the water as the gel inside kind of releases that back out, and it just keeps you cool. It doesn't necessarily look the best. I was wearing it at shift, and was described as a scout leader several times. Which was nice of people. Which, yes, granted, it does look like a scout neckerchief, but I don't care. It kept me cool. And it's really handy when you've got like plate carrying everything on, because it just literally sits around your neck, so you don't have to kind of worry too much about that. And then the other one I wanted to mention was the waist clip fan. So this was actually a recommendation by Randy when we had him on the show. Randy being an American 1LM member. he suggested these. Apparently, this is something that they actually use a lot of when they're running around to kind of stay cool. So they have these kind of clipped to their plate carriers, and it's literally just a little personal fan. So it just clips on, throws cold air or air out the top of it. And you can obviously direct that and things. It just, if you're laying around, just gets that bit of air on your head and your face.
Have you bought them?
Sort of helps you. I haven't bought one. I believe Lance did. This isn't the actual one he recommended. So please don't rush out and buy this on any kind of particular recommendation. But
you have to sit back and watch our 24-hour show, which is still on YouTube, by the way.
Yeah. These are apparently quite popular because you can clip them under t-shirts and things as well. So just kind of referring to this image here. So the idea is that it kind of throws air up your t-shirt. I've seen a lot of people use these for apparently when they visit Disney and stuff like that, when you're kind of out and about in the sun for quite a long day and things. So yeah, I've not had any experience one per se, but I know this was a recommendation of kind of how to stay cool from Randy that kind of stuck in my head, and it is something I'll probably look into at some point just to try it out and see how they go.
I feel like I need a bigger one.
You want a full-on AC unit.
Like a fan like that. More weight for the kit.
Yeah, why not? Go for it. So,
Bigfoot.
Any other little accessories?
Sorry, big sort of airsoft ghillie sniper. 511 AT8 WP boots are awesome. So they were the other boots that I was looking at the same time as when I chose the Solomons. The only reason I chose the Solomons was because they were on special offer and were about 15 quid cheaper. But yeah, those boots are a lot of people have raved about them, and that was my second choice of boot, as it were.
Any other accessories? Sorry, I know it sounded like I just extracted it. I can hear my daughter crying. So I was like,
that's all right.
Checking that she's all right.
Other accessories.
So
we've got the
bug defense stuff.
No, I just smell generally, and it keeps the bugs away. No, the other thing was what I mentioned last week on our plate carrier episode was the ice plate. That's also something that I really did like during the winter, especially the hotter days. Just having something cooling on your back the whole time. It'd be nice. It's cold water, keeping your water cold, if possible. Not leaving it out in the sun. Like little things like that make a massive difference. So like it obviously, again, it depends on the event. If you're able to have a cool box, have a cool box. Don't try and go, oh no, it's fine, I'll leave it in my bag. At the end of the day, if you go back and you've got nice cold Capri Sun sitting in a couple of squeezy bottles and everyone else is drinking hot water, I guarantee you're the one that they'll all be envy of. They may take the piss out of you for bringing the cool box, but then you'll be like the one saying, do you want to put your drinks in my cool box?
Yeah. I just found this on Amazon. I typed in
what is
ice
that?
Plate, and this is a Alpha Cool original cooling ice vest. And as far as I can make out, it's like an ice block that is literally set up like a plate carrier. It just made me chuckle.
Yeah, it is. It literally is, isn't it?
Yeah. You literally throw the thing in the freezer and then that's it. You just wear it like a plate carrier.
Nice.
My plate carrier is made of ice.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it just made me chuckle when I saw it. Let us know in the chat if you have any unique ways of staying cool. I'd be particularly interested to hear from Philip down in Australia.
Yeah, I feel like
we all know that they all have very nice warm summers.
Yeah.
Or winters, I guess.
They're just
I
warm
don't know
all
if
the
they.
time, aren't they?
Yeah.
That would have
Yeah.
that would have been a man to have on, I think.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get him on at some point as well because I genuinely want to find out about gel soft a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just we can work out the technology to have the link down to Australia.
Yeah. You might have to run the internet down to them, but they should be all right.
Yeah. Right. Let's just go into.
So Ash, just while you're looking through, Ash just came up with a good one. It's very simple. Don't need to buy anything. Just stay in the shade as much as possible if it's really that hot. Like, it's not hard. And that one's free.
Yeah.
And then Phil Dunn said, "Gilly up." Because Phil's baller.
Yeah. Rage asks, is it just you, Mike, going to raid, or are you going to, Andy?
I will not be going. Unfortunately, my wife needs to go away on a business trip. We were trying to sort out dog sitting. I'm still kind of hoping that I can make it, but I don't want to leave it too late and leave James in the loop. So I'm probably going to give it till tomorrow. But I've got one more avenue left to explore. But at the moment, as it stands, it would be a no. But I think
I'm there. I'm going.
Ash is going.
Yeah. Should be good.
Yeah.
Phil says, fuckers will pay $350 for a pair of camouflage pants, but won't spring for decent underwear to be comfortable.
Yep.
I think by pants he means trousers.
It's all right. He's Australian.
That's a very confusing statement in the UK because pants also means underwear. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Daz asks, when are we getting Rage back on the show? Because he gives good information.
Oh, like we don't.
We'll have to get him on, definitely.
No, we don't.
He's pretty much on every week, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Just ask him a question.
Yeah. He'll answer in a either serious way or
yeah.
call you a monkey. Ryan James says, if in doubt, buy Gators. So the iPro, not the feet or leg pro.
Yeah.
Ash said the Edge Tactical is more in my price range, Ryan.
Yeah. I am looking at a set of blocks. I'm not going to lie.
Are you?
I am. Now I've heard some good reviews of the inserts for prescriptions. It is something that I have been very tempted to look into.
I want to try some of the airframes on for a game. So I've tried them on out of game. I look a bit strange, but I'd be very interested to see what they're like for the anti-fogging. But blocks may be good. I'd be interested to see your blocks once.
Yeah.
If you do get some.
Yeah.
Roscoe says, did you get the soundbite for Ryan? We do have a soundbite for Ryan. But I'm not going to play it because no one asked for it this week. So I'm going to save that one for next week for you.
Yes.
JBJ Airsoft says, question for Andy. Are you still coming on this Saturday, mate? EMOE course.
I'm hoping to. I need to.
A drop if not, mate. Not a problem if not, mate.
Yeah. I need to check with the missus on what day she's flying out. But I'll let you know.
EMOE stands for Explosive Method of Entry. By the way, if anyone's wondering.
Also,
JBG are doing a course on this weekend, and I am slightly jealous.
Send me a bill. Because I got lots of stuff off of them and I haven't paid them any. I just walked up to the store and went, have you got a card reader? I went, no. And I went, all right, I'm taking this and this. I said, just send me the bill.
Absolutely terrible. Proper thief.
I am.
Roscoe says, I still have your boonie. You do. It's not a problem. We can sort something out. Tony says, a few people mentioned NAF, but we are not trying to compete in any way. Or compare, in any way.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That's fair.
Leaps and bounds.
And apparently,
leaps and bounds.
Apparently, they might have another Snatch Land Rover for our use in the event.
No, yeah, great, but I've run out of drivers now.
Can I drive it? Is there a way I can? Is there a way I can somehow become a driver?
Well, no, because you'll be leading a team.
You know, I know, but I mean, like, sensibly, I would be very interested in
Well, we
driving
could
the
put you-
Snatch at some point.
I'm sure we can speak.
Because I would like to buy a Snatch at some point.
It's just
And
a
I
Land
feel
Rover.
it'd be a good
It's
stepping
just a
stone
Land
to.
Rover
No,
with
I know,
armor.
but it's cool.
Can you
Harry
drive
said
a car?
Midlands.
Can you drive a car?
If you can drive a car, you can drive a Snatch. If
Yeah.
you can drive a Snatch, you can drive a Chieftain tank. And if you can drive a Chieftain tank, you can fire the
long as
gun of
you-
an
yeah,
AC-130.
As long as you know how to drive a car that has a choke or start a car that has a choke, then you're all right.
Yeah.
Then
Which I
you're
don't,
fine.
so you'll have to show me.
All right. I'll educate
Harry
you.
said Midlands Airsoft
Now I
Fair is
feel
on this
old.
Sunday. You are older than me, it's fine. Harry Badger, Midlands Airsoft Fair is on this Sunday, so if anyone's around that would be interested in heading over there, probably pick up some deals there as well. Kenny says, should I scrunch or fold loo paper, Rage? And he very cleverly answered neither. He used 3 shells.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. Chris said, block are good, and Names Nico has a discount as well. Names Nico is someone I'd like to get on. Actually. It'd be interesting.
But so did JBG. And I'll use the
Yes, they do.
JBG one. Just because I know them.
Right. I think that's it.
Is that it? Is that all of it?
Yeah, I think that's it. If you want to get in
Wow.
touch with the show, you can do so on our email of nofochat@hotmail.com. Our Instagram is @November_Foxtrot_NoFo, and the website is novemberfoxtrot.co.uk. If you're interested in the event, the NoFo Milsim experience, you can find the links on the website. I have also started posting them on social media. So they are on the NoFo Facebook page. They're on the NoFo community chat. They're not currently on the groups or community, but I will add those to the website.
And they're on the Rift.
And they're on Rift
Facebook page.
So if you are thinking about booking tickets, obviously we are aware that payday hasn't really come around yet. We know that money's tight. So all I would suggest is that if you are wanting to come to the event, do book on, because we are getting to a point where they are going.
Yeah.
We don't want to have people miss out. Basically, we are fixed for numbers. So if you are contemplating wanting to come, then please feel free to do so. If there is any questions about the event as well, then please let us know. You can either throw us a message on our own individual Instagrams of @9BeltAirsoft, @_Quartermaster, or @the _punished _1_. If you want to speak to Lance about anything, but you can ask questions. We'll keep you in the loop as well. Throw questions at the podcast and we can answer those. So hopefully everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah, and we can always reply as well. So I will probably put more information up on our Facebook and Instagram pages soon. Just going into a little bit more detail. The spuds have been given taskings now.
They have.
We just need to sort out some access for them. So hopefully you should get some more information being thrown at you from one of our spuds.
Yes.
From multiple angles. Ram down your throat.
Yeah. I think that's everything.
I think that's everything.
Unless you can think of anything else. I feel like we covered
I
everything.
can barely think.
Yeah. It's been a long week.
Yeah.
So join us next week. We will have Billy from Tactical Doodles on the show. We're very excited to have him on. He is one of the nicest people I think that we've met in a long time. He does some very, very creative stuff with airsoft as a whole. He's relatively new to Milsim and does a lot with Empire Airsoft. So we're hoping that should be an interesting, broad mix of spectrum.
Dope.
Very, very talented artist.
Very talented.
So we'll have him on the show and then hopefully we can talk to him. So if you have any questions as well for him, you can throw them in the chats, comments, etc. So join us Wednesday, 8 o'clock next week. Lance will hopefully be back from his holidays, his hollybobs.
Yeah.
So,
After storming the beaches.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that's in relation to, Join our WhatsApp group, and you will see a lovely homemade video of Lance storming the beaches of the Isle of Wight
On a ferry.
on a ferry.
Do you want the closing words?
Um,
Oh, too.
Yeah,
Can I have them this week? Can I have them?
given and
Oh,
taken
okay.
away. Of course you can.
Sorry.
Didn't you have them last week?
No, I always throw it to everybody else, and then nobody ever throws it back to me. I was just going to say, genuinely, if you are looking for an event next bank holiday May, consider Shift Your Riffs. We'll hopefully be back there again, and it would be good to see you. So, hashtag not a sponsor.
Yeah.
So Ray reckons we killed him.
Well, they killed him because of his top knot.
Yeah.
Although rumor has it, or it's not rumor, it has gone.
Oh, it's gone,
ladies and gentlemen. We should have put that in the news.
Well, we'll cover it next week when he's back.
Yeah.
I would go and give Instagram Print Lines UK a follow as well.
Yes, definitely. Show the support for looking after us.
Yeah, if you feel Andy for a few seconds, I will find the picture of.
That's what I'm doing. I'm filling.
One of us need to find it. I've got it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. So Patrick Landnav Challenge. It's just
also massive shout out to him for this weekend. Like he really did help us an awful lot. So massive respect to Pat for that, or Patrick.
And he definitely earns the nickname Florida Guy.
Yeah. and that was the view we had all weekend after talking about mining whales. But on that note,
farming, not mining.
Farming whales. So on that note, I'm gonna say goodbye, guys.
Yeah, say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you next week. Have a good one.
See you later.